Hello, my friends. In case you didn't notice, spring is in the air. The forecast is going to break 50 degrees today and hopefully for going forward. I'm so grateful. In New England, I grew up appreciating a good, hard winter. My mother said it killed all the bad bugs. I don't know if that was true or not, but it justified a really hard, cold winter. But I'm ready for spring, and I'm sure you are too. And for all you baseball players out there, it is spring training time. And so the Boston Red Sox are getting ready for their season. I am grateful that this past Sunday, we had such a great offering of our glory to God and just affirming our scouting ministry and how that dovetails, how that interacts, how that embraces the mission of St. Thomas. The day before convention, I was so proud of our presence and the work of the diocese to do some really good work and hard work. And so I'm grateful that this diocese and we stand in solidarity with the Episcopal Diocese of Minnesota. But this week, we are ramping it up. I know it feels like again, but we're ramping up for annual meeting. And just to repeat, please come and join us. This is a get together and be in person if you're able this coming Sunday. And this year, we have so much to celebrate for 2025, and we have so much to look forward to in the year ahead. So just a reminder of logistics, and they'll all be written down below this video. So at 9 a.m., formation starts. At 9:50, we all come into the sanctuary. At 10 o'clock, we start annual meeting, and we start our worship at the same time. And then I have a children's message, which I'll give you a hint, includes baseball. And then we'll break bread together, and then the children have a children's track, while the rest of us remain in the sanctuary. And then the wardens and a few leaders will come up and we're going to share the good news with you. And it's profound because it's across almost every area of the life of the parish. All praise be to God. And then we'll elect our vestry. They're already ramped up, so don't worry about that. But we legally have to do that. And then we'll move into anticipating the year ahead. Remind you, and this has been written out already for you, but this Sunday you'll receive this document. And we're going to invite you to fill in the blanks of priorities for our four, what we believe God's calling us to do. You know what it is, right? Greater spiritual growth, greater community impact, greater inclusivity and belonging, and becoming a faithful, tithing church. Underneath each of those is a space for you to write down priorities in your heart and mind, in your prayer life. How is God calling us to go deeper into each one of those? And how would you prioritize what we do to achieve that goal? We'll pull all that together, and then we'll get back to you in March to get some feedback on how we understand the collective voice of this parish. That's part of who we are as Episcopalians. We're not limited to one voice, to one bishop, to one priest, one deacon, one warden. It's actually, the Episcopal Church, much like our country, is rooted in the power of the people, how God works through all of our hearts together. And that's what makes things beautiful and a little bit messy at times. So thanks for your patience with that, because it's absolutely awesome work. Next week, things get really busy. So annual meeting again goes 10 a.m. to 12 noon with lunch to follow. Guaranteed to be done at noon, and then lunch to follow. It's a good meal. Then next week on Tuesday, we're going to feed you again with Zydeco, gumbo, and king's cakes and all that. And then we have a live Zydeco band. And then we have a short worship service. And we have a guest pastor. Pastor Ned's going to come in and give us the good news. And then we burn the palms, dried up palms from last year. So if you have those, bring them to church on Tuesday. And we'll have a big bonfire outside to burn those up. And then we completely shift gears on Ash Wednesday. I'll be in front of the church at 7 a.m. and you can drive by, and we'll do drive-by ashes to go. We'll pray together, we'll take your petitions, and then we'll impose the ashes on your forehead as a marker at the beginning of the work we're about to do. And then with noontime service and 7 o'clock service on Ash Wednesday. And then next weekend, so a week and a half out, is our first Sunday of Lent. In the morning, you'll see a lot of changes. And if you're new to the Episcopal Church, just know they're rooted in our traditions. And yet they're absolutely stunning in how they help us shift gears. And then that evening in Lent, that first Sunday, Bishop Susan's going to join us as our guest speaker. And we're entering a journey of 5 Sunday nights, hearing the words from the desert. So I was working with a bunch of college students and graduate students last night, and we were talking about what does it mean to be in a desert? What's our experience of that? And can we imagine what it was like for Jesus? And in those desert moments, what are the words that come out of that? How is our faith challenged? How is our hope challenged? How is our own understanding of who we are and why we are how God made us? And how can that journey that leads us to Holy Week invite us into a deeper relationship with Jesus Christ? All that's below here, and I look forward to all these opportunities to worship with you, to learn with you, to grow with you, and give thanks to God with you. I hope you have a great week and enjoy the spring weather.